Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Well, friends, I didn't think it was supposed to be this cold in November. It's the 12th of November, and at this very moment, I don't know what the temp is outside, but it's probably in maybe single digits. But with the wind chill, it feels like it's below zero. I still haven't gotten out the winter coat. Don't know where my gloves went that I had last night when I took my kids to the Y. You ever just lose stuff? I think when you have kids, you lose your mind, and then you lose everything. So I never know where anything is. I have my wallet, I have my glasses, I have my phone, and I had my car keys, so that's good. It's so cold out that my beautiful Toyota Sienna van from Toyota Muscatine, wink, had the tire light on. So it's that cold. It's so cold that overnight, because my car was parked in the driveway, because I'm a good husband, and I still haven't consolidated the garage enough to get both vehicles in there. My one, I don't know which tire it is, but one of them got to the point where it's like, hey, I need air. And I'll go right across the Hy-Vee gas after work where we have that, like, I don't know, that tire pressure thing that's from the future. You put in the number, so if your tires need like 35 PSI, and then you attach it, and it just does it for you. It is Tony-proof, as I like to say. So that's how cold out it is. Today is Touchdown Tuesday. Got to mention that really quick. The Iowa Hawkeyes scored 22 points on Saturday. So today at the store, if you come in and spend $22, we'll put 22 cents on your fuel saver. You can see it right on the screen. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can find that image on our Facebook page, on Instagram. You have to show that at the register. They need that little code in the top right corner. $22, 22 cents. Go Hawks, even though they lost. They play Minnesota this Saturday at 3 o'clock. 3 games left, Minnesota, Illinois, and Nebraska. So, and the Hawkeyes are bowl eligible. They'll go to a bowl game. They travel well. I don't know if you know this, but most college sports are about the money. And if you have a team that travels well, you'll go to a bowl game somewhere warm, hopefully, because it is not that here. Just quickly want to thank everybody that came out yesterday for Veterans Day. It was absolutely packed in here. The number that I was told was 550 people for Veterans Day breakfast. Wow. We had the little abbreviated show. One of the best parts from yesterday was the Mighty Muskie Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Jeff Hyde. These were primarily juniors and seniors. And again, they didn't have to perform yesterday because school had been canceled. But they still showed up. The video's on our Facebook page. Last time I checked it, it was coming up on like 4,000 views. They did a little medley with different military themes, and it was just great. There's the video right there. Awesome moment to have them here. Is there audio on that, chat? All right, I'll stop talking just for a second. So I don't think the school district's going to have a problem with that, but if you do, you can call me, and I'll write a big hall pass for them. I mean, school was canceled anyways, and those kids were already at school working on band stuff, and then they made the decision to show up, and I appreciate that, and so did all the veterans that were here, so thank you for that. Last but not least, I don't know if you watched the Food Network, but last night, Muscatine's own Tiffany Cannon, who owns Oh So Sweet by Tiffany, a bakery in downtown Davenport, was on the Food Network with the Christmas Cookie Challenge. So that's really cool. This is what she made. She made some, they had to make like cut-out cookie dough, and hers had the state of Iowa. So that was pretty cool. On national television, the state of Iowa made into a cookie. Look at that. That's awesome. So Tiffany's from Muscatine. She's got a very successful business in Davenport. A lot of people watching the show last night. I stole these pictures from Megan Kaufman-Randall because I was watching it, but I didn't take pictures. And then I was like, oh, Megan did. That was, I think, the centerpiece that they had to do. I don't think Tiffany won, but she did a great job and represented the whole state of Iowa very well, and of course, a Muscatine native on national television. All right, without further ado, our first guest is no stranger to the Hy-Vee Today show, former coworker of ours and contributor to the show, now executive chef at Maxwell's at the Merrill Hotel in downtown Muscatine. Chef Tess is back.
Hi.
Good to see you.
You too.
And recent guest of the Paula Sands live show.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That was cool.
All right, so the amount of lights we have here is a lot. How bright is it at Paula Sands Live?
It's
super
like
bright.
3 times. There's light everywhere.
I just feel like I'm getting tan thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's so good to have you here. You have just been, I feel like, ever since you got downtown to the Merrill and Maxwell's, you've just been sprinting with all the work that you've done and all the events that are held there. I just kind of want to get like an overall update from you, how things are going. I know you kind of got a little bit of a vacation, went out to New York, which is awesome, but like, do you feel, I know you feel good about what you've been able to do, but have you been able, Chef, to step back and kind of assess everything? And it's been a year now, is that right?
It's coming up, yeah. Next month will be, it'll be a year that I've been downtown. So I've actually been thinking a lot lately about everything that's happened since I've moved down to the Merrill. And it's been a lot. We're getting busier and busier every month, it seems like. So that's a fantastic problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're doing tons of events for Han, H&I, Kent. So it definitely keeps us on our toes. And the revitalization of the restaurant itself has been a huge project. We just rolled out another new menu.
I was going to ask you about that, and that was further down in my notes, but since you mentioned it, and we have Maxwell's Facebook page pulled up. So is this a seasonal menu change, or how would you describe this? Because you were on the show a couple months ago and you had a brand new menu, and it was really exciting. So what's different about this one?
So this one has a little bit more of a focus on the flavors of fall and winter.
Okay.
So the certain things, our signature dishes just have to stay. So like the Brussels sprouts, which you love so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Have you ever actually tried our Brussels
sprouts? I have.
Sprouts?
They're good.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But you did try them.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No,
it's
I
okay.
did.
I just want to make sure you've actually tried them.
I did. Don't put the camera on me, Chad. Come on, man. What are you doing? Tess looks great. What do you got to get me? I tried Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
I feel like I'm on trial right now.
So I just want to make sure.
I
just want to make sure.
I only had 4 Brussels sprouts. So you kept the sprouts.
Yep,
good.
Those haven't gone anywhere. Like just fan favorites, like the pecan crusted chicken, like that. We're not. That's not going anywhere.
That chicken is so good. It's crazy good. Like, I don't know, the sauce. It just all works so well. Is it pan fried?
It's deep fried.
It is deep fried. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so delightful though. And then we're looking at, I think, thank you for zooming in on the Brussels sprouts. I believe is that the Thanksgiving special?
Yeah, that's our Thanksgiving brunch
Well, I'm glad
menu.
the Brussels sprouts made it to Thanksgiving.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so what's new, I guess? You kept some of the favorites, so that's good if you're going to Maxwell's, but also check out, I like people to try different things. Certainly, you know what you like, but when you go to a place that has a chef like Tess and Chef Ryan, I mean, try something different, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so a couple of the new dishes that we have that are some of my favorites. The first one is our flat iron steak.
Okay.
So we brought that in to accompany like the hanger steak on our menu.
Sure.
That is finished with wasabi lime vinaigrette, honey sriracha sauce, a ginger soy glaze, and then we finish it off with like a pile of crispy fried shallots on top.
Wow.
And then you can get any side that you want with it.
Okay.
That has like a hibachi steakhouse kind of flavor profile. It is probably my favorite on the whole menu right now.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Flat iron steak. So, and again, putting the profile of the different flavors together, probably a lot of testing things out, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that's such a unique combination, right? Like most folks wouldn't think. Is that a picture of it right there?
That is that's not. That's our hanger. That's our hanger steak.
Gotcha.
So we still have that steak on our menu.
Good.
So, but the flat iron is new, and that actually was kind of the brainchild of one of our team members and Chef Ryan working together on that, and they actually presented that to me, and I just loved what they did with it, and so we put it on the menu. So. One thing that people might not realize is that there's a whole team of people back behind those doors working together to make sure that all these flavors work really, really well together. So it's not, I'm just the face that talks about it. So.
Well, and I like that collaboration, right? It's nice to hear that people that can have suggestions, can go from an idea to it's on a new menu rollout. Like, that's awesome. So that's something that you could order if you went to Maxwell's for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Most of the dishes that we do are a collaborative effort of myself and Ryan. And most of the menus, actually all of the menus that we've written together have been at either his kitchen table or mine. So it's like we lay down all of the bones for it first and then test it all out later. So it's fun.
What a great problem to have, testing out these ideas. You've done a good job incorporating, certainly when it was warmer, like local produce and having fresh things that you can bring in. How does that change with, we're sitting here and there's snow and ice on the ground. So you talk about a fall winter menu. Are you still able to pull from local places with respect to that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really, really good relationship with Taylor's Market.
Okay.
And that's who we use for a lot of our fresh produce in the summer and the fall. Obviously, the selection isn't as high now, but we do try and pull from the local market as much as we can. So one of the dishes that we have right now that's is super seasonal in a flavor profile is our bucatini pasta.
Oh my!
So it's essentially like an Alfredo.
Sure.
But we finish it with a butternut squash puree, so it turns it into like a butternut squash cream.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like butternut squash?
I would, yes, and but the bucatini, wow, that's what I'm saying. Like that is so
super fun.
Yeah. Who would have thought that you could do a bucatini with a butternut squash puree?
Yeah.
So is it like a rustic sauce then? Because I imagine it's not super.
It's really rich and creamy. So
Yeah.
I should say that we start off the cream sauce with like just raw bacon.
As
and
you
then
should, right.
use the bacon fat to cook everything else in. So
good.
That kind of sets the tone for the whole dish. And then we finish it with a little arugula salad. So
that sounds absolutely fantastic. Some great pics on the screen right now. I love, anytime you can go out to dinner and just be wowed by the presentation. Look at that. That was like I saw that picture, that dessert.
We did that for Senator Ernst.
Yeah.
So,
what is that, though?
That is
I don't want to eat it. I just want to look at it.
Oh, please. Oh, you want to eat it. It was good. So what I was asked to do was design a menu that was as like local to the county of Muscatine as possible.
Okay.
And so this is the dessert that Chef Ryan and I came up with. This is a sweet corn panna cotta. So it's a gelatin set custard that's made with literally like Muscatine sweet corn juice and cream. And so you set it, and then we cut it out in a mold, and then everything around it is fried Muscatine corn, more sweet corn cream on the plate there, and then those are pearls of locally grown melon. And I think that's it, and also locally grown mint and microgreens. So
I was gonna say I saw some microgreens.
Yeah.
You love the microgreens.
I do.
That is so cool. And what I was gonna say is, I just updated to the new iPhone 11 because I was due, and so much of anymore when we, as a society, when we go out to eat, you eat with your eyes first, and then before you take a bite, 9 out of 10 times people are reaching for their phone to take a picture, and you have a lot of very photogenic menu items. I mean, everything we're showing on the screen right now is super photogenic, but then it also tastes just as good, and that's obviously important when you're talking about, operating a restaurant in a hotel like the Merrill. Good night. Look at that. These are just almost too much for this early in the morning. But I hope that for folks that are watching, you get down and you check out the new menu. If we pivot with Thanksgiving coming up, certainly that's a holiday. A lot of people will come back into town. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, a ton of people will be out and about because they're in town, and then they're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. If an option that you guys have at the Merrill for folks that just want to say, not it, don't want to start cooking 4 a.m. or the day before and get a whole kitchen that's messy, you can just call the Merrill and RSVP for Thanksgiving. And you have like 2 different seatings, is that correct?
Yeah, so we're doing seatings on the half hour between 11 and 1.
Excellent. So starting at 11, you can show up. And we kind of teased you with the menu earlier with the Brussels sprouts. But I saw this, and I was just like, I just felt like I kept scrolling. And there's literally something for everybody at a really nice price. So, that seems like, Chef, that seems like a lot of work. But ultimately, if you can take the work out for folks and just have them come enjoy.
Yeah, that's the idea. So it's like the same size and format as like when we do our Mother's Day and Easter brunches.
Sure.
So it is just that grand. And we do try and make sure that there's something for everyone. We have a whole little section of just things that are like surefire hitters with the kiddos, just to make sure that everybody's happy. And again, the idea around Thanksgiving is that you should be focused on your family and spending time with your family. And so allowing us to do all the work just kind of alleviates all the other stress that comes with it. So keep your house clean.
Awesome.
Just come into the ballroom and
make the ballroom your home.
Yes, please
Kick
do.
back, undo your belt a notch if you have to. Chad, if we can go to the menu link for that Thanksgiving, it's just wild. So, and again, if you're out there, this is obviously coming up on Thanksgiving, which is later this year, by the way. Super late Thanksgiving. 28th of the month. But again, if you don't want to have to work, I like that. So, was there a lot of consideration with the timing between 11 and 1?
Yeah, so
I like that earlier time.
Yeah, so apparently there's always a football game on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't watch sports, so like I was told that.
Yeah.
But we kept that in mind. And then most people eat around that time period, and then if you have like a dual Thanksgiving to get to, a lot of the time like this would give you the chance to come dine with us and then go do another family event later.
Gotcha.
So
all right, so if you click on where it says tickets, Chad, it'll jump out to the link with that full menu, because I want folks to be able to understand how much you're going to get. The bang for your buck is legit. That's the Facebook event right there. So, yeah, right where it says tickets, it'll jump you out to the website link that'll take you to the brunch at the Merrill. So let's just do a little slow scroll here. There's the phone number, 263-2600. Carving board, going to have Applewood smoked pork loin, crisp fried turkey breast. So fried turkey.
yeah, we're just going to deep fry the whole thing.
Okay. As the pilgrims intended it to be done. Served with an assortment of petite rolls, aioli's mustards, and house pickles. Oh my gosh, you're making pickles down there too?
Yes.
What? Stop it. For the kids, buttermilk fried chicken strips, miniature battered franks, potato puffs, creamy macaroni and cheese. So there's brunch, there's breakfast. I mean, just look at that right there. Do you have a favorite, or if someone was like, I'm going to go see Chef Tess and Ryan and the crew on Thanksgiving, if you were like, go here first, is there any, I mean, it's got to be tough for you to answer that, I understand, but
I'm
is
waiting
there
for
anything
him to
on
right there? Mom's mashed potatoes.
Mom's mashed potatoes, okay.
That's my mom's recipe for mashed potatoes. It's what we use in the restaurant. Very, very minimally modified for a restaurant setting, but I've always been passionate about technique and proper form when making mashed potatoes, and I do it the way that Mom does, and so we're going to be serving hers at our Thanksgiving.
In just a little bigger portion.
In vats. Vats of Mom's mashed potatoes, yes.
Giant heaping mounds of mashed potatoes.
That's what Thanksgiving's really all about.
Don't feel like you have to, if you're on a diet, you just got to punt on Thanksgiving. It's totally, you're allowed to do that.
You don't want to be that person that's trying to diet on Thanksgiving.
It's impossible because everything is so good.
Yeah.
So that's Thanksgiving. You can RSVP and see Chef Tess and the crew. All hands on deck, I imagine, as far as your team. Really, I mean, you have to have all of that food ready and then be able to refill things as folks go through, right? And that's a lot of
it does takes the whole team. But whenever we do things like this on a holiday, I try and stagger everybody so that everybody has some time with their family, because that's super important. But yeah, it takes the whole crew to make something like this happen. So
it's super cool, and to be able to see again pictures from inside that ballroom. It's absolutely breathtaking. I love when I'm looking forward to, I have 2 different events that I'm DJing between December and January, and I'm just excited because your staff is so good to work with. I mean,
thank you.
Is it Justin upstairs, right?
Justin's our banquet manager. Yep.
He's just like the most considerate guy ever. It's just nice things like, hey, I grabbed this luggage cart in case you want to put anything on it. I'm like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's really, really good at what he does. So he's a really great supporting role for everything that I do as well.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to mention, obviously, with respects to, for folks that are out there that are, newly engaged, or this will be coming into the season. I got engaged on Christmas Eve several years ago. You start planning and looking at places for that wedding reception. You got to think about the Merrill, and I know that you've done a lot of the consultations with, obviously, with the menus with these couples, and you've had probably a really great wide variety with these receptions, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. We'll do everything from like plated meals to buffets to Lori's daughter had like the appetizer stations everywhere. So
cool.
Whatever kind of vibe you're looking for your reception, we can tailor fit something for you. And like you mentioned, part of having your wedding at the Merrill's that you get a consultation and a tasting with me.
Sure.
So, we get to meet each other and know each other before your big day. And then when it comes, from the food standpoint, you really don't have anything to worry about. So that's the idea.
And then, most of the folks will stay and have, some rooms. So you just go from, the banquet floor just right down to your room.
Yeah.
It's pretty cut and dry, I think. And there's some fun desserts over the years. So it's a good place. It makes Muscatine better, quite frankly, to have a property like the Merrill downtown. Created a whole bunch of jobs, and it's a great resource for even if you're just doing like a staycation, or if you've been to an event there, a function like a wedding, or whether it's a chamber event, whatever. There's been waterfowl. And there's so many different groups that are utilizing that space.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. I imagine Santa will probably be showing up in the future.
Yes, I'm glad that you mentioned that. So you mentioned that Thanksgiving was late this year, which means we're going to be going right into the next big brunch we have, which is Brunch with Santa.
Okay.
And that is on Sunday, December 8th.
Perfect.
So it'll be the same size, same format, same price tag as Thanksgiving. And we're going to have Motley May Photography.
Cool.
We'll be there taking photos of the kiddos with Santa, kids' activities. So it should be another really, really big brunch. So we're really excited about it. Anytime we can do a huge like family-oriented brunch in the ballroom, I'm just like super excited about it.
And some pictures from Christmas. I think it was last year. The decorations were crazy. Was that like Feather Your Nest? Or,
yes.
Yeah. Is that who did that?
Yes, I believe so.
They
Yeah, they come in and do the whole lobby and public area for us. It's awesome.
It's really impressive and a good opportunity to see Santa, of course. What I found so nice was as I walked in this morning, it was like the welcome back committee was here to see Tess. So many different folks were just like in here, and I thought we're gonna start the show in a couple minutes, Delmer. And I know, you're not a stranger to this store. You love Starbucks, and I see you kind of pop in and out when you have free time. So yeah, I appreciate everything that you're doing downtown. I'm excited. Flatiron Steak just sounds awesome. But again, I don't want to be the person that doesn't practice what I preach. I know what I like at Maxwell's, but I definitely want to try something new at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. And I think for folks that are looking for a fun dining experience, a great option, right in the heart of downtown Muscatine, and you're steps away from the riverfront. I know it's cold, but if you're going to go elsewhere, you know, after you grab dinner, you can do that pretty easily. So I appreciate your time. Is there anything else that I missed that you want to mention that's coming up?
New Year's Eve.
Okay, New Year's Eve.
Real
Perfect.
quick.
Yeah.
So we're holding a dueling pianos event in the ballroom.
Good idea.
So I believe it's like the first public event of its kind in Muscatine like this. So if you've never been to a dueling pianos event, it is so much fun, like way too much fun. So that event, doors open at 7, and then entertainment and food follow shortly after. And then we also have packages that start at $129,
cool.
Where you can just do like a little staycation. You can come up and hang out with us in the ballroom at the event or not, and then those packages automatically come with late checkout,
awesome,
which is pretty crucial detail, and breakfast for 2 the next day. So you can rage all night and then wake up with us, and we'll take care of you in the morning. So
I love dueling pianos. If you haven't experienced it, like Chef said, it's a blast. It gets to the point where you just kind of, the piano players will have a little tip jar. You can go up, throw a 5 or 10 in there, and they'll literally play your song. It's so fun. The pianos are kind of like nose to nose like that, and it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Let me know if you need an MC, because I know people. Steve's available, probably. Steve, there he is. But no, what a great idea for New Year's, right? I mean, again, you have to do all of that to cater to everybody in town, right? I mean, there's so many people that are coming in from out of town, like on a business trip. They can stay the night, cool. But then, taking care of folks in their own backyard, but also being able to pull people. An event like New Year's Eve, makes total sense.
We're excited.
Love it. And I'm glad that you're able to just be here in a relaxed setting. I know you're used to, just take it easy. Did you get to cook it all on Paul Sands Live, or are you just hanging out with PSL?
No, we just hung out.
Okay.
Next time I'm on, she wants me to cook something.
Oh, you know who loves free samples is Paula Sands.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves it. Oh, don't let her fool you. Her crew will be like, all right, chef, thanks for coming. We're just going to take this steak and put it over here. Eric Maitland will just show up and be like, oh, there's food? It's media people. I mean, you know how that is. It's like all of a sudden they're just like, is somebody cooking over there? So just don't be surprised if you're like, man, they wiped out all the stuff I brought.
I hung out with you for almost a year.
Hey, listen, you forced the samples on me.
Oh, yeah.
You would page me from afar. Like, come and try this.
Don't make me pull old shows out of the archives. That's not true.
First of all, this is my show. And you don't have a key for the archives anymore.
All right, fine.
So I appreciate you being here. I wish you all the best. Don't be a stranger to the show for sure. If we can help talk about stuff that's going on. It's important to me to encompass everything in Muscatine. We want everybody to be successful. And the investment that was made with that building and everything that it does it's a big deal, and I hope people appreciate that. And I want you to go out to dinner at the very least, right? Just go out to dinner.
Please come join
Chef,
us.
And Ryan was watching. Chef Ryan was watching this morning, so tell everybody I said hi, and I'll definitely see you soon.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chef Tess with the Merrill Hotel in Maxwell's in downtown Muscatine. All right, Chris is on the horn, so I wonder if we're going to the cart cam, perhaps. All right, there we go. Hey, Flatiron Steak. Yeah, that could be a good breakfast. What time is it? Let's see. It's 8:57. Chef says I can come down anytime and have a Flatiron. I love it. All right. And I appreciate, we worked well with the Merrill when we had the wedding in the store, right? They hooked us up when we did I Do in aisle 2. That was super cool. And then when we had Gary Dolphin here for breakfast with Dolph stayed at the Merrill. So that was awesome. I appreciate that. All right. Chris has got the Toyota Muscatine car cam. Today, the 12th of November, is chicken soup for the soul day. Chris, it's pizza with the works day, except for anchovies. So hold the anchovies. And it's French dip day. So, I don't know. I feel like I've tried anchovies maybe once, and that was enough. So probably not going to do that again. Chris isn't pro. Why would you find Brussels sprouts, Chris? That feels really mean. Yeah, you better turn away from those Brussels. Do you see that? He tried to sneak some sprouts in the shot. Not nice, Chris. Now, Chris, if you would, hang a left. We've got those pizzas ready to go since it is National Pizza with the Works except anchovies. I can assure you that we do not have any pizza here at Hy-Vee that has anchovies on it unless you wanted to make that happen. I don't want that to happen. I mean, I just like, call me old-fashioned, but just sausage or cheese, a pepperoni pizza would be just fine for me. All right. Chad, let's go CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam because I didn't recall where it was at. I think we had a pretty cool bird's eye perspective from inside the store, and we'll thank Chris for whipping around the cart cam, even though he found some Brussels sprouts, which, again, felt very, very spiteful on his part. So here at the store, look at that bird's eye view. Love it. So it's Tuesday, the 12th of November. Get on Facebook, get on Instagram, grab the Touchdown Tuesday graphic. Save 22 cents off a gallon when you spend $22. I'm glad that we can't see Sherry Siwasink at register 11 in that shot. Although I guarantee you she's working hard. She is the hardest working person in the store. That's what she would have you believe. So you can rest assured that she's probably taking care of business at this very moment. All right, so it's a busy show here. We go from Chef Tess to Scott Schultz and Autumn Wagner, who are here with Impact Athletic Performance. And it's great to have you here. You just kind of were like out somewhere down south, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
We took
a little break? How dare you?
I
know.
How dare you take time off?
It was our first, what were we calling it? A little just retreat that isn't golf.
Unplug. Yeah.
Not golf.
Good to see you, by the way.
And not work related.
Yeah, not golf and not work related. Not sure if you know, head golf coach, Muscatine High School for the boys, and this business is booming and you're busy, so I'm glad that you were able to do that. Good for you guys. You need to be able to unplug and then you get back, and I'm assuming everybody was like, we're ready to come in. Is that how it was yesterday? You're like,
it was,
you guys done with that vacation or what? Like they've just been running in place outside in the snow. No, it's awesome. So I'm glad that you're able to do that, and it does seem like, because I see all the pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and it seems like the classes are getting packed. And then Autumn is doing all this aerial yoga, which I want to get to in a second. It almost gives me a little anxiety, but you seem like you're safe when you're doing it.
I'm very secure.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, it's pretty intense seeing it. So, all right, so we're here November 12th. Opportunities for folks to come to Impact for the first time.
Yes.
Obviously, they could do that as soon as today, I'm assuming. So I guess I want to just ask if anything is new, and then we can get into this aerial yoga and show some of these cool pictures and videos. So you get back, and what was yesterday was first day back, so is it just back to the business as usual, or are there different classes that have rolled out starting in November?
Nothing necessarily that was new.
Sure.
So really, it was just getting back in and getting people working out again. And we gave all our athletes the opportunity as far as some mobility work. this is a great chance while they were on break to do something different.
Sure.
Our friends at the Y go swim, get in a run. Hard to do in snow now.
Right. Seriously.
But, do something a little bit different than what they would normally do while they're in the confines of a performance class, mobility class, or recovery or golf mobility class within Impact. But yeah, they, I mean, even with classes canceled yesterday, people were able to move around their schedules, and really they were excited to get back into working out.
I imagine. And then here we go with these aerial yoga. Autumn, I feel like, first of all, it's super cool to be able to have the space, literally to have the space to do this. Is this something that I feel like the answer is going to be yes. Have you done it for a while? Because I can't imagine that this is something that you could just like, hey, you know what, I'm going to do aerial yoga and then I'm going to be really good at it. So how long have you been doing that? And this is now something that is available for folks at Impact, right?
So surprisingly enough, for aerial yoga for myself and fitness, it's only been a year.
That's ridiculous. Look at that. Only been a year? Jeez
So
Louise.
my background has been dance my entire life. I've been dancing for about 20 years.
Wow.
Between ballet, jazz, all that kind of things. So that's where my background is really from. Fitness-wise, I've never really been to a gym. My body is always my weight.
Sure.
So that's how I've been doing it. So it's been great to have kind of something a little bit different. I've had knee problems before in my life. So aerial yoga and fitness, it's perfect for, back relief, especially for anyone that doesn't want to lift weights.
Sure.
Being able to do all these kind of fun little tricks and stunts. But you're taking yoga to a different level. You're taking fitness to a whole nother level too, and to a new height.
Literally, I'm so glad. Look at these, they're like Spider Woman over there. I imagine though, and just seeing these clips, you talk about balance and using your own weight, but the stretch. I mean, like I know yoga is about like opening up in the different poses, but you combine that with the aerial aspect, and you must just have so much like mobility now, and just. I mean, I imagine that if you're ever feeling like tense or whatever, you do a little aerial yoga and you're
hang upside down for 30 seconds.
Best stretch
twist
ever,
the
right?
body.
Yeah.
It's going to feel amazing.
The folks at home want to see Scott do this as well. So there's a demand for that, I think. I might be making that up. But
so here's the funny thing. We've been working on, over the past, I think, 2 or 3 months, the athlete and dancer comparisons. And we will release something probably here later at the end of the year, but it's amazing to see her mobility, her flexibility versus me being a longtime athlete. Sure. And it's funny, but we want to get the point across to people that we're all built differently.
100%.
I have done some of those, and I have failed miserably. I've never fallen out of the.
He has never fallen out.
You're very secure.
That's good.
Is always needed sometimes.
But it's really funny that as smooth as Autumn makes some of the movements. Now, obviously, that was speeded up.
Sure.
So it goes a little bit slower, but some of the movements are not for the faint of heart.
Sure.
And for you and I,
it's accessible to everybody.
Yes.
We always say if you have a body, you're an athlete. If you have a body, you can do this.
Well, and what I appreciate about both of you, and folks can literally see this from watching, is that we're not talking about, I think sometimes the perception can be, to be fit, you just have to kind of be ripped,
right,
and see how much weight you can lift, and that's where people get into trouble with hurting themselves when you're working out, especially as we get older. I mean, I don't care how much I can bench. I just don't. It's not something that now in high school that was all that I thought. Like, well, I have to be able to bench 300 pounds. But at 36, I don't even know. And it's not about that. I don't need to be able to do that anymore. And that's what I appreciate about what you're both able to do with Impact is you meet people where they are and kind of show them, here's what we do, here's how it's different. And I don't want to say that it's about building lean muscle mass, but I just feel like you're not going to throw somebody in and say, all right, here's 200 pounds, put it put it above your head. I feel like you really work well with every single person, every body, like Autumn just said, to see what they need and get them on a path to success. And that's awesome.
I mean, when I'm teaching some of the mobility classes, when I demonstrate, I do the weights that I'm comfortable with. I'm not going to use a 60-pound bag or even a 40-pound bag overhead, because that's not realistically what I can lift. I demonstrate with what I can do, but I know some of my athletes can do more. So we modify to make sure our athletes are doing the weights that are proper for them.
And don't get us wrong, we will challenge at a point in time. But to be able to, I mean, for an example, yesterday part of our programming was just a simple press out. We look at Thanksgiving as Planksgiving as far as November.
Me too, Scott.
Doesn't everybody? I know,
Same.
Right? So just being able to do a standing plank, and we have a press out, and so we were putting people at 10 pounds. That 10 pounds is a weight that will generally test you. And we have a couple athletes, okay, this was working out well. We're gonna kick it up to 15 pounds. And then they go, oh my gosh. So, I mean, even as little as 15 pounds. Our goal is really setting people up for success later in life.
And I love the mobility part of it and the practicality of everything that you do. Yes, I mean, people are their fitness levels are gonna be elevated, but also it's just understanding about, you know, like one of the things I know you want to talk about is how your shoulders function. And I imagine you have so many great techniques and ways to strengthen the shoulders that folks probably, because the assumption can be just got to put something up and that's it. But it's not about just doing that. I mean, that's where when you go to a place like Impact, you can really, I think people learn so much, right? As much as they're getting a good sweat in, that's going to happen. You're going to learn so much at the same time.
Your ability to, and you talked about it before, that your ability to go 200 pounds overweight. If you cannot, one, physically do that, but from a shoulder mobility standpoint, if you can't do that, we're going to back off the weights more than you would ever thought. But we're also prepping the body mobility-wise to be able to have you get success here. You know, there's a variety. Basically, life really just throws us a lot of these curveballs. Our shoulders are in bad position because we're on our phones, because we're at the desk. So to be able to get you moving better is absolutely a key before you start hitting your maximum weight that you want to put overhead.
Absolutely. And I imagine there's a lot of stretching involved as well, because you're so right when you just talk about, I mean, I've had this last couple of weeks, I don't know if it's just from being on a computer so much, but Jeff Hansen, my friend in Cairo, would do that move where he would dig his thumb into my forearms and it would feel like your arm's going to fall off. But I think that's all just from what I'm doing. My job is either at my desk or on my phone. I will try and hit the 10 to 13,000 steps, which is nice. I can do that here. But for a lot of folks, for 8 to 9 hours a day, they're trapped. So anything you can do to just open up. I imagine there's so many people that come to Impact, and even just the basic moves, they're like, oh my gosh, this feels amazing, right?
There's a moment of surprise going, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was this bad. But then there's that relief that you go, oh, okay. I feel better. We did that last time we were here. Actually, 2 times ago when we were talking about what you can do at your desk.
It's
just
so
simple
great.
Exercises and that immediate relief. And you were talking about your elbow. When we look at the body, it's a joint by joint approach of stable and mobile joints. Your elbow is a stable joint. So if it's starting to ache, well, let's look below in the wrist, which is mobile, shoulder, which is supposed to be mobile. Let's start attacking those two, getting those better. The elbow then should start feeling some relief from those pains.
And this is what's so great, and Autumn, you know this, with everything that you're able to do, Scott and yourself, meeting people where they are, they've been with you for however long, you see the changes starting to happen. And I imagine a lot of the stories are folks that came in and thought, well, I've got, insert problem, and it's always been a problem, and then you can kind of work with them. And they probably just feel that sense of relief that can come with, I've tried everything and nothing's ever worked with respects to where they've worked out and things they've done before. But I really think that's where a lot of it is knowledge and understanding your body and not just like not again. You can't just. There's not a gym for everybody or a place to go for everybody, right? We all have our different needs, and that's where when you get into these class sizes, and you can see all this, by the way, on the Impact Athletic Performance Facebook or Instagram. There's so many pictures and videos and proofs in the pudding. People are doing it, and I just appreciate that because I guarantee you the stories that you get to hear are so inspiring, right? You never have a lack of inspiration at Impact.
And one of our best stories is with an older athlete. Came in. He does our mobility training.
Okay.
And 2 weeks in, he looks at me and goes, "This is the first time in 2 weeks that I've been able to sleep." He had lower back pain. So we focused on, there again, that joint by joint approach, focused on the hips, focused on the thoracic spine, started taking care of that, and he was able to sleep better through the night. His shoulders were extremely tight and still are. It's still an ongoing journey. But for the first time, I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago, he goes, I was actually able to adjust my own tie, that he was able to reach behind both arms and be able to just adjust his tie in the back of his collar. He always had his wife doing it. So those small successes, those are amazing to be able to see, and we can talk about them, but when you experience them, that's at a whole new level.
So if you're watching and you want to try this for yourself and end up in one of these awesome pictures that we've been looking at, it is, I mean, today you have classes at what time? On Tuesday, the 12th of November. I just want people to understand, like, this isn't a thing you have to wait. You could jump in today, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we have golf mobility at 4:30. Then we have our performance class at 5:30. And the great thing about it is that we're actually looking at modifying our schedule come December. We'll be 1 year in December. 1 year old. It's our birthday.
3rd.
December 3rd is our birthday.
December 3rd is 1 year for Impact.
Yep.
That is exciting. And probably went by really slow too, didn't it? Nope, it goes by fast, right?
Exactly. And that, and honestly, we did unplug from our retreat, but we did, talk about how we want to go forward.
Sure.
And one of the big things, and I'll hand this over to Autumn, is the introduction of our aerial yoga classes, and how we're going to progress with that going forward in December.
Awesome. Okay, Autumn. So a great time for somebody. Don't wait for the New Year's resolution.
No.
Get in December for aerial yoga.
You can get in even sooner.
Oh, okay.
So,
good.
I'll post everything tomorrow, and it's going to be under the events tab on our website.
Okay.
I'm going to host 6 pop-up aerial intro classes. They'll be Saturdays at 11 a.m., the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th.
Okay.
I got a couple Tuesday at 8 a.m. on the 19th and the 26th. And then Thursday, the 21st at 6:45. Now, all this is going to be on the events page.
Sure.
So if they didn't capture it, it's perfect. I have 10 slots. They're going to be $10 per slot.
Okay.
You always want to make sure you reserve your hammock.
Sure.
You don't want to accidentally come in and then have a full class and then say, hey, sorry.
I didn't BYOH. I didn't bring my own hammock. I'm sorry. What do you want? I left it in my other car.
Yes,
no, that's a good point. Yeah.
When you sign up on the website, it will go to our Zen Planner app.
Okay.
And then it will have you create an account, and then you're able to reserve your slot. So 6 times 10 hammocks, 60 slots, 60 people, opportunity.
That is so exciting. So if you've done yoga in your life, but you've wanted, and I know people have seen aerial yoga, but nobody else is doing it in town, which is also very unique, right? So if this is something that you've wanted to try, get online tomorrow when it's updated and get in on one of those classes. That is so cool. And again, we know that it's safe, it's secure. This is the benefit of being in a location with those high ceilings.
Yes.
I bet it was fun to string them up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was definitely working on shoulder mobility, and strength
and a giant ladder or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So that is super cool. And I guess, Autumn, for the newbie, the person that has done maybe yoga once or twice but never gone through an aerial yoga, I imagine you'll take it step by step so that they are comfortable and feel safe and secure, and that's a big deal, right?
So I'll have 4 different types of classes.
Okay.
The intro class is perfect for beginning level. We use the handles in it, so better grip strength, more stability within that. And even if you feel no class is ever going to be the same, just like how our performance mobility is.
Sure.
You're going to learn the little basic essentials that you have to know, but each time we're going to do a peak pose.
Okay.
We'll create something new. We're going to make sure each class is always different.
Cool.
So if you feel comfortable and you always want to be in that beginning, intermediate, stay there.
Awesome.
If you want to take it to another height, we have the flow class, which is just the hammock itself.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a little bit more grip strength. You're going to do a lot more core into it, but it's taking traditional yoga into a whole nother level. And I can tell you this, don't think it's graceful, because it is not a graceful thing whatsoever. If you don't want to feel pretty in it, don't worry, you're not going to feel pretty in it.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? I mean, it is about getting fit, and I imagine there's a lot of muscles that'll be activated that maybe were asleep for a while, because it's not often that you're doing yoga in the air in the hammock. So, but right, I mean that's awesome. What a cool thing to be able to offer people in Muscatine County.
And that's what we wanted to make sure. We didn't want to offer something just for offering's sake.
Yeah,
so this is
sure.
still rooted very much in the impact foundation of biomechanics, how your body moves, how you need to properly have your body in regards to getting these poses.
Sure.
So that's why we're excited. It's just another opportunity to bring a level of fitness with those foundational principles of impact to the community.
I love it. I like everything you're doing. The pictures are great. The videos. If you're watching and this is the jump off point for you, get online or just show up, sign up for a class and try it out. But the aerial yoga, that's a game changer. I mean, it's totally brand new.
It is.
It's really exciting. And for folks that, again, that have dabbled in yoga but have never tried it, please do it. And you'll quickly learn your impact. And again, knowledge is so much a part of what you do. And that's what I appreciate the most, I think, again, is that nobody's ever going to feel like they were just thrown into the mix. It's not about that. It's about setting everybody up for success, getting a good sweat in, and just being fit as you go about your daily life. Because for some people that go to Impact, that hour, however long they're with you, that might be it for their whole day. Think about that. I mean, you imagine that if they're with you early in the morning or after work, that's it for them. What a great outlet to be able to have. Right?
You're setting a path if you come in early in the morning to really make your day the best it can be.
Yep.
But if you can't in the morning, you come in the evening, and you're able to, what we like to say is unjunk yourself from all the day's stresses. And so the opportunities for classes are going to be via punch cards and also membership. So
awesome.
A lot of good things that we're looking at here, like celebrating our first birthday.
Yeah, I love it. What a great, I mean, the fact that you've been in business for a year is a big deal, and it's important to support what you're doing, and having you on is awesome, because you're making people healthier and improving their quality of life, right? We talk to so many people in different outlets throughout the town, from the hospitals and whatever, that are all serving the overall being, and fitness is obviously a huge part of it. And I wonder if you've ever thought, as you progress, because I'm assuming people ask you about diets or tips or advice. Maybe that's something that, I don't want to peek behind the curtain, but I feel like that's probably something that you've talked about with respects to offering suggestions, because that is part of it, right? Is getting that good sweat in and being at impact, but then you don't want to erase it by poor dietary choices, right?
And part of going forward is we're gonna ask people to set their own goals, whether it's a 4-week goal, whether it's an 8-week goal, and what is that goal? What are you looking to do? Oh, I want to lose weight. Okay, that's good, but what are those principles that are going to help you out? Are we going to have no alcohol for 4 weeks, 8 weeks? Are we going to do no caffeine? They need to be a specific goal. They need to be measurable and attainable. So what are these? Even I want to hit 3 classes a week. Those are something that you can look on the calendar and say, okay, I was here, here, here. And so we want to be able to help people out in getting their goals, not just, I want to tone or I want to lose weight. What specifically can we do to help there? And we're always looking at it, 6 months to a year ahead. What can we do to bring better, not even better programming, but better opportunities for our athletes?
Well, it all comes full circle with the example of the guy that can now reach behind his neck and adjust his tie. I mean, that's just it, right? If it is, part of it is wanting to lose weight, but then also strengthen those joints that have been impacted by, excess weight that you've had. I mean, it all works hand in hand, right? As far as what you want to achieve, it just starts with that first day, whether it's at one of the mobility classes or doing aerial yoga. It's all going to make you feel better.
And we also want to be able to have these quick mobility exercises, take them to the office. Hopefully, if there's people looking, watching us right now that, well, if they're in the office, that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, what's your body awareness?
Sure.
How are you sitting right now? Are you hunched forward? Just to be able to open up the chest a little bit. Shrug the shoulders, pull them down, protract the shoulders, round them, and then, extend them forward. Be able to just do those for a minute or two a day. You start seeing the benefits going forward. Yeah. And there's so much more to do, obviously. But those are just some really quick ones to be able to, start your path on shoulder health.
There's a lot of good stuff happening on Maiden Lane, that's for sure, at Impact. Coming up on 1 year in December. Aerial yoga, brand new. Excited about that. Anything else as we wrap that we need to mention, Autumn?
November 17th for the downtown holiday, we will actually be at Black Pearl.
Okay.
And I will be there. So stop by, ask me any questions.
Perfect.
I got my 4 classes: the intro, the flow. I'll have a tone class.
Cool.
The Tony Tone class.
Thank you for naming that after me. We'll send the bill. That's fine. Trademark 2019.
And then I'll have a dance one that focuses on ballet techniques and bar training.
Cool.
So stop by. I'll have all the information for the open houses, the pop-up event. We'll be there. Monica at Black Pearl, she was amazing. And
that's this Sunday.
Yes.
This Sunday.
Wow. So check that out. I like, the first thing you said, Autumn, was that you've been a dancer for 20 years and you didn't really, work out in a gym, but the rigorous nature of dance and how much, like you said, your body was your weight. I mean, there's a lot of people that have similar experiences, and maybe the first time that they come to a quote unquote gym is at Impact, and that's so fascinating to me because again, these misconceptions that exist that the only ways you can get fit are on a treadmill or throwing weight around. It's not, and that's what people, I think that's what can be a struggle for folks. We're coming into that New Year's resolution, and they're going to just go and they're going to think, well, I'm going to get on this treadmill or this elliptical, and I'm going to try and hit a couple of machines. But is that enough anymore? I don't think so. No. I think it has to be a big commitment and a lifestyle change, and that's where when you can get into these smaller classes and these settings, and you don't feel like people are watching. You know what I mean? There's just so much to it that what you're able to do at Impact is a big deal, and that's why people are having such success.
I think for me, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I mean, when I was a dancer, I'd be 4 to 5 times in the studio, 3-4 hours a day.
Wow.
I was a varsity dance team at Grambling University. The most weight that I ever lifted was a 1-pound weight that we used as palms.
Wow.
That was the most weight that I used.
Yeah.
Other than that, it has always been body weight for me.
It's awesome. It's awesome what you're both able to do, and I'm happy that you're here. Again, if you're downtown this Sunday, stop by Black Pearl. Get on the website tomorrow with updates on aerial yoga, social media, strong. Great examples out there, but the proof's in the pudding. Show up for a class and get on the path of success. Thank you both for being here. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Pleasure. First time. You did great. Thank you. No more vacations for these two. They're here.
Our once-a-year vacation.
Our once-a-year vacation.
How dare you take time off?
I'll admit, it was difficult for me to unplug from
I bet it was.
Because I'm always 24/7 thinking.
Well, not only that, we were standing in line for maybe a half hour waiting for a breakfast place. And he looks at me and he says, "You're sitting into your left hip."
Oh my God. Get this guy.
I cannot.
You're sitting into your left hip. Just be on vacation, man. Pass the cream cheese.
I don't know how many times I'm just
sitting on your left hip. That is so awesome, though. That this is your life.
This
right?
is my life.
Love it.
This is my life. Yes.
He has those little cues that are stuck in the back of my head because I could feel myself every now and then leaning back, and I can hear him
Trust
say.
me, I'm super self-aware of my posture. And Scott's here. I'm always like, am I opening up?
Hey, if this is once a month, and you're thinking about your body posture,
that's
I was gonna say, hey, You said yes to that question, all
I
right?
did.
So
I did. I said yes.
all right. I appreciate your time. Thank you, guys. All right, that is so awesome, right? It's so great to have Impact coming up on 1 year in business. That is awesome. All right, I have to mention a couple of things before we get out of here. The Touchdown Tuesday deal, that's going to continue today. So if you need to get anything, come to the store. You can scroll down if you're watching this on Facebook to the Touchdown Tuesday graphic. It's $22, 22 cents. 3 more Hawkeye games left, so 3 more Touchdown Tuesdays to follow. Want the Hawks to score more? Of course, that's the whole point, right? We want them to score more so that you can save more on these Touchdown Tuesdays. The deal was they scored 22 points in their loss this past Saturday, so spend $22. Show that at the register, and you'll get 22 cents on the fuel saver. Today's also the last day for the hot deals that were on the front page of the ad. We'll have new ones that'll start tomorrow. Look for the Hy-Vee ad inside your Discover Muscatine newspaper. So those hot deals include things like the red seedless grapes, the avocados, 2 for 88 cents, Hy-Vee yogurt, Hy-Vee fresh chicken drumsticks, thighs, or whole chicken. That Smart Sugar, if you're doing some baking, you probably need that. And then, of course, the Frito-Lay chips. So hot deals right there. Also, since we're there on the front page, again, when you buy the ham, you get the turkey for free. There's other places in town that would make you spend $50, and then you get a free turkey. I'm not good at math, but the Hormel Cure 81 whole boneless ham ranges from $26 to $27, and then you get the turkey for free. So, again, other places that rhyme with schmer schmay would make you spend $50 and then give you a turkey. But here at Hy-Vee, you would spend $26 or $27. So, again, I'm not good at math. Historically awful, but that's less than $50. And better? Yes. You see the size of those hams? They look like footballs, okay? It's like a 6.5, nearly 7-pound ham. And then the turkeys, I mean, if you scroll down on that, Chad, it says the weight of the turkeys, 10 to 14 pounds. A 14-pound turkey for free when you buy a ham? Nobody can touch that deal. That's why places are trying to mimic the deal. And it's just, listen, nice try, but hard pass, boo. It's a hard pass from me. No thanks. I'm just going to go right back to the meat department and do that deal. It's free. So whether you and save the ham or vice versa, you're all set. So check that out. It's really awesome, and the meat department will get you all taken care of. Yeah, it's just an awesome deal, and the gloves are off, right? I mean, we're not in the nature to be nice to competitors anymore. The gloves are off, Steve. Take my gloves. Give me my dueling glove. I need to just right there. Free turkey when you buy a ham. Chris, where's my dueling glove at? You have it. Stop hiding it. All right, I don't really have a dueling glove, although maybe I will. How about the holiday meal deal? So again, if you don't want to cook at all, I love the idea. Like, I think what I'm going to do is just get the half pack, because we're going to go to my wife's aunt and uncle, Scott and Jan Mills' house for Thanksgiving, and it's awkward. You don't want to ask family members for leftovers. I don't know if the secret is to just like take like a plastic Hy-Vee bag and just slide turkey into it. What are you doing? Nothing. Just making my own to-go bag. Or you just get one of these deals. Now, this is if you don't want to cook at all and you're hosting Thanksgiving, you could disguise this as your own meal. We don't care. Take the credit. So maybe you got 6 to 8 people coming over, $89, 10 to 12 pound turkey that's cooked, carved, ready to go, or a 5-pound ham, 2 quarts mashed potatoes, 1 quart gravy, some green bean casserole, dressing, dinner rolls, pumpkin pie. Or if you need the half pack, again, my thought was if I got the half pack, I wake up on Friday after Thanksgiving and I have a full Thanksgiving dinner at the house. Cold turkey is the best thing ever, right? I can't quit cold turkey. I can't. It's the best. And then the tryptophan hits you and you're asleep, right? Because I'm not going Black Friday shopping because I don't want to deal with people buying cheap stuff. So that's not for me. So I just want to have some cold turkey. Maybe I'll have Steve over. He's writing me a giant paragraph on a Post-it note. He thinks my vision's that good. Look at this. I can't read that. I can't read what that says. You kidding me? Can we get him posters? It's like SNL, except I have to squint to read it. Save money, don't eat. Okay, maybe you're just going to fast on Thanksgiving. You know I'm intermittent fasting, Steve. Don't eat from 8 p.m. till noon. It's a great thing. All right, Aisles Online. It's definitely not warm outside. Obviously, you know that. So if you don't want to leave the house, you can shop from your smartphone, from your tablet, or if you go to the website, Aisles Online. You can have your grocery. I delivered an order yesterday. It was awesome. Nice to get out. It was a huge order, so I got my steps in. Took about 800 steps on that delivery because there were so many trips to and fro the vehicle. And those folks shopped online. There's some screenshots of the app. Works, easy. Make the grocery list like our store director, Matt Schweitzer, told you on this show. You can even scan products. So if you're running low on, Chris is always running low on that almond milk, he can just scan it and it'll go right on his list. And it's all, it'll just, I don't know, we're in the future. So if you don't want to get out, if it's too cold, put it on your phone. I've got it on the iPhone 11. See how red this thing is? This thing is rad. Could have a impact pop socket for a nominal fee. I'm hoping that by tapping this St. Ambrose pop socket, every time I tap it, they reduce my student loan payment. Bippity, boppity, boo. Make it happen. Ridiculous, those loans. Anyways, we'd love to have you as a sponsor too, St. Ambrose. So I take back everything I said. Remember that? Right here. Gave you 4.5 years. You gave me a pop socket. And I got the socks on. Chris, get the sock in there. Come on, man. Look at this. We're selling out for Ambrose. Look at this. Come on. No offense, Augustana or other colleges. No offense, Grandview. Look at that. Who else got a B sock? Maybe you're thinking you got gray pants on and blue socks. I got blue shirt on. It matches. It's all good. Look at that. All right, Ambrose. Make those student loans disappear. Gift that keeps on giving. The payment. It really is. All right. In the pharmacy, you can safely and securely drop off some scripts if you have expired medicine. Definitely a concern in the community, right? How do you get rid of even things like Tylenol or aspirin that are expired? Don't throw it out. Don't flush it. Come to the pharmacy. That is a secure drop box. You can drop everything in there, and then we will destroy it. So that's great. I mean, that's a really big deal to have that here. Police department was excited that we have that. Different folks will have prescription drug drop-off events throughout the course of the year. And I guarantee you right now, at my house, I have something that's expired, and I will check when I get free time and I'm not fighting kids to bring it into work and get rid of it safely. So when the kids are not fighting each other, we'll make sure we get rid of it. So if you have something or know someone that does, don't. And you can't take expired medications. It's just not good for you. And you can trust me because I'm a doctor. Last thing I'll say is the flu shot is still rocking and rolling. And I am to tell you that we've still got the high-dose flu shot. If you're 65 years or older and you need that, you can go to the pharmacy. No appointment necessary. At this very moment, it's 9:33. They're open. There's a pharmacist or two there that can give you the flu shot. I got mine. People tried to give me a hard time saying I got the flu shot early, and then we had influenza confirmed cases in Muscatine. So I was protected. It's never, I don't know why, if you're not a doctor, you can't tell me that I got my flu shot too early. It's null and void, right? So I was protected, didn't even feel it. And I hope that you'll consider doing that to keep yourself safe. And then you get that added bonus of the 20-cent fuel saver, which is just great. Don't pay full price at the pump. All right. Recapping. Did I miss anything? Chad, I think I got everything. Do we have a job board? Did they send us one yesterday? I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to check the email as well. We'll have team staffing job board tomorrow for sure on the program. All right, I want to thank our friend Chef Tess, executive chef with Maxwell's at the Merrill Hotel, for joining us. Great to have her back. Literally there was like this welcoming committee that was in here before the show started. A lot of Tess's former coworkers here at Hy-Vee excited to see her. She's doing good things, good friend of the show, and it was great to have her back. And I like the idea of just having Chef on in a relaxed setting. I don't want her to feel like she has to work, even though that's what she does for a living. So go see Chef Tess and the crew down there, and maybe you just do the staycation thing. It's a great idea. And Scott and Autumn with Impact Athletic Performance coming up on 1 year in business in December. Get more info on Impact Athletic Performance on their website, Facebook, Instagram, and get yourself signed up to learn more. And you can see them on Sunday at the Black Pearl in downtown Muscatine. All right. I think we've said enough. Feel good? All right. We'll do this show tomorrow. I don't know who's on because I don't remember. Just being honest. It's booked. We'll be here. I got, we're booked out for the next several weeks. No show Thanksgiving or the Friday after Thanksgiving, but in the meanwhile, we're locked and loaded and ready to go. I should mention the community diaper drive that's going on, and shame on me, I'll grab the graphic and we'll have it tomorrow. There's a big need for diapers in this county, for Muscatine County. If you're able to contribute to that, you can come to a place like Hy-Vee. If you don't know what kind of diapers that are needed, there's little donation slips. You can spend 10, 20, 50, $100 at the register, and we'll be able to buy diapers for folks right here in Muscatine County. That goes on through this Sunday, the community diaper drive, and I hope you'll consider giving back. They started the community diaper bank. Thank you, Chad. That looks awesome. And so consider getting involved. You can also drop off diapers at pretty much any church across Muscatine County. I saw a drop-off box in a couple different places in town, so that's awesome to see folks coming together and making a difference for those that could use some help. There's the stats right there. 37% of Muscatine County is struggling, right, to afford the basic necessities, and you can help out between food and diapers through this Sunday. Drop-off locations are there, and they would love to have your support. All right, thanks for watching the show. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota, Muscatine, and Team Staffing. We'll see you tomorrow live at 8:30 on Facebook and YouTube, and, of course, on MPW Channel 5. We're live at 8:30, and the replays at 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. Just got awkwardly quiet in here for a second. Maybe people are listening. You can always email guest suggestions, comments to hyveetoday@gmail.com. It says on the screen, and if you have any complaints, please call the complaint department at 867-5309. Ask for Jenny, and she'll log that complaint for you. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. See, Steve, that's an 80s song.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.